Flash rep. Classroom glowed with the golden hue of twilight. My gaze was fixed at the floor. It must have been obvious to Nakashima. I had a lot in my mind. Are you okay? She asked this as she sat down at the desk in front of me, facing backward. She was trying to comfort me. But she had dark circles around her eyes too. She and I must have looked very similar to one another from the outside perspective. My left hand was still wrapped in bandages. It throbbed incessantly, reminding me of the previous night's events. I ignored it as best as I could, forced an empty smile. I'm sorry. I won't cause any more trouble. Huh? Trouble? What do you mean? I couldn't bring myself to answer that. I just flashed another smile, a confusing one that must have looked very strange to her. I left the classroom. Class rep. Did I just see Shinozaki leaving? What's wrong, Naomi? Class rep seems to be taking everything really hard. You tried to support her a little more. Not the only one, Naomi. You're pretty hard on yourself too, don't you think? I'm fine. I mean, I'm not the only one suffering. We've all got to be strong for one another. I just hope she doesn't do anything drastic. As I walked, I thought back to my time in the hospital. I was lying in bed, arms and legs virtually mummified in bandages, when a woman with flowers came to see me. Hello. You don't know me, but oh my, you really do look just like your sister.
Yay! A new follower!
Professor Zero, thank you for the follow, and thank you for the lurk. Working and twerking. I love seeing all the digital terror fam showing up. Hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Mirai Yamamura. Anyway, your sister and I are both part of the Wicca Institute, an association dedicated to the worship of spirits. So, you know sister? I do. That's why I've come to see you. As she said this, she placed a bouquet of flowers on the small table by the bed and looked around the room, a curious expression on her face. Are your parents not here at the moment? They are out shopping. I see. Neither you, your father, nor your mother know then about Hinoe's death? The day she lost her life, before she went after you, the old Shinozaki estate. The last person she contacted was me. Sister contacted you? She probably understood her fate and accepted it. The spirits can reveal a person's time of death if you let them. But she was prepared to take action regardless. She didn't care what the consequences might be. She really was an amazing person. Tears began to pour from my eyes, and I could do nothing to stop them. I had been sitting up in bed, but unconsciously started to curl into a fetal position as best I could with the bandages. Yamamura put her hand on my back to comfort me. Ayumi, I've come here to bestow Hinoe's last wish upon you. Huh? Retrieve the grimoire, the Book of Shadows, the forbidden book that has been passed down through the Shinozaki family for generations. If that book should ever fall into the wrong hands, the world would most assuredly be plunged into utter chaos. See, we of the WI are an association of white witches who commune with spirits and abide by the will of nature. Inui was initially hesitant to involve herself with anything related to the Shinozaki bloodline, having defied her parents and rejected her lineage. But in recent years, she'd been sensing the presence of the book and growing more and more intrigued. The other Wiccans and I looked for it, of course, but we found no hint of it at the site of Yoshi or Sachiko Shinozaki's estate. We were surprised to find the burned beams and other debris of the old house in what we expected to be nothing more than a vacant lot. But that was all we found. Yet, even though it wasn't there, I can still sense it. Its presence remains somewhere in this world. Yamamura looked directly into my eyes. Did you know that someone else was living in this city who shares your bloodline? Shares her bloodline with you? Yoshi Shinozaki? Yamamura pulled a notepad from her pocket and carefully wrote a name and address on the top sheet. Then tore the page and handed it to me. Makina Shinozaki. I knew that name. It was on the family tree. Yeah. In the Shinozaki's estate's basement, Yoshi's grandmother had 3 daughters. The second was Mikana. So Yoshi's mother, younger sister, Yoshi's aunt. Makina's house is deserted now. If you were to go there, you might find some clue. It would help lead to the Book of Shadows. We tried, but we were too strongly connected to the spirit world. We just couldn't enter the room. I don't know what exactly you might find there. If you have the strength to fulfill Hinoi's last request, I'd like to ask you to try. And with that, Yamamura simply turned and left the hospital room. This last request. Ah! On the other side of the door, a peculiar girl stood and waited. As soon as Yamamura had covered enough distance to put me out of earshot, the two of them spoke. Nice work. Is that good enough? Can I go? Just your people breathing makes my skin crawl. But I won't kill you, so yeah, that's good enough. Now get out of my face. It's a setup! Yamamura ran away as quickly as she could without drawing attention to herself. As if in response, the intimidating girl in the peculiar outfit spat on the hospital floor. Man, hard to find anyone these days who's not a dumbass. As she mumbled these words, she sneaked a sidelong glance at me in my room. I was completely oblivious. Inoue Shinozaki died way too easily. Worthless piece of shit. It was time to meet my fate. I had no trouble locating Mikina's residence. I don't know what I was expecting, but what I found was just an ordinary apartment building. I couldn't involve Mochida. I couldn't involve Mochida and the others in this. They'd been through enough already. Besides, this was a family matter. My bloodline was responsible for the whole mess. So it was only right that I be the one to make amends alone. This is the place, alright. Shimorin-jaku South Apartments. I apologise for my pronunciation of some of the words. It takes me a little second to get a work out what it says. Looks pretty run down. I'd expect the apartments in this condition to get torn down, rather than just left to rot. Does anyone even manage this building? Candle. Whenever you see a candle in the map, you can examine it to restore your HP and save your game. Ah! Okay. Ah, free roam now. Yeah, let's save the game. Let's have a save file. Isn't this trespassing? I hate feeling so conspicuous. It puts me completely on edge. If I don't should suddenly open and somebody yells at me for being here, I think I'll probably just drop dead in the spot. Ah. Someone coming? When a person gets truly startled, is unable to move, and due to the combination of fear and, well, being put in the spot, like she's been planted to the ground. Maybe human nature, but I hated not being in control of my actions. Nonetheless, there I was, sitting duck, waiting for someone to come down the stairs. Except, no one did. The seconds ticked on, but I was definitely the only one there. How very odd. Could have sworn I heard footsteps. Eep. The mailbox was stuffed with vast quantities of tissue paper. The bottom layer of the stack had turned to an unpleasant shade of brown. May have just been from years of settling debris, but if that were the case, it shouldn't have been that dark. What's in there? Don't do it. Don't do it. I slowly unwrapped the tissue, morbidly curious as to what I might find inside. It was only then that I noticed the inside of the mailbox itself, stained a deep crimson. It looked a whole lot like blood. I'd unwrapped enough by then to see what was inside the tissue paper. It was the skeletal remains of a bird. Oh, poor birdie. Pant, wheeze, gulp. On the rusted panel of the mailbox from which I'd discovered this gruesome find was the name scribbled in permanent marker. Shinozaki. That looks like a tripwire. Nope, no, I didn't want to go that way. Come back. Ah, fuck. Ah, stop. No, shut the hell up, bitch. I'm gonna bash your skull in. Ah, what's going on? Is someone there? Must be hearing things. That was clearly not you hearing things. Persistent use of your flashlight will eventually kill its battery. If this happens, you'll need to find new batteries to use it. Or you'll be left in the dark. 401, Shinozaki. Should have gone to the bathroom before coming here. Guess I'll just have to hold it. Door is rusted shut. How do I use my flashlight? Yeah! Oh, apparently I've got an inventory and stuff as well. Okay. So escape brings that up. U does nothing. X. Ah, F. F is my flashlight. Go back outside. Apparently I can't go any further along that way, so Guess I'm going inside. Door's shut tight. Knock, knock, knock.
すみません。
Sumimasen. Anyone home? There's a doorbell on the wall nearby. Bracelet only produces clicks. Guessing there's no power. Open the door. Eek! Turn off your damn vibrator.
こんな時に
Who would be calling me
誰これ
this hour?
知らない
Huh?
番号
Unknown number?
もしもし
Moshi moshi. Go, don't 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 go. 04244444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444444415 What the hell? Number disappeared from the screen. If the call had never been placed.
あれ
What?
あれ
What?
壊れたかな
My phone in the fritz or something?
やだ
Oh,
もう
ah, it opened. This seems like a terrible idea.
すみません
Sumimasen. So
人が
dusty.
住まなくなってから
How many years has it been
何年ぐらい
since
経って
somebody
るんだ
actually lived here? Whew. Is anyone home?
靴
Did I take off my shoes? Keep your damn shoes on. You might have to make a run for it.
おかえり
Welcome home.
今
That was totally a voice. Gasp.
そうだ
That's right.
崎義恵の家に
I need to learn from my mistakes.
曲を生かさなくちゃ
At Yoshi Sunazaki's house.
今回はちゃんと用意したんだから
I've come prepared.
お姉ちゃんが研究
The
のため
voice
に
recorder
使ってたボイス
that's
レコ
used
ー
for
ダー
her research.
2008年11
November
月
10,
10
2008,
午後
7:48
7
p.m.
時48分
Beginning investigation
篠崎
of
真希の
Mikina Shinozaki's apartment. Deep breath, sigh. I'm fine. I can do this.
大丈夫
Oof.
頑張
I've
れ
been to that school and that house. This is only chapter 0. The bathroom door. Japanese style toilet. Personally, despite the condition of the apartment building in general, it seems to be a modern and fully functioning non-septic model without any foul smell.
出るのかな
Wonder if the water's still on?
大きな
Even if
音
it
で
is,
水
the
が
roar
流
of
れ出し
flushing
ても
water would really
怖いな
disturb right now.
うん
Oh,
なんでこんなに
why
お
do I
し
have
っ
to pee
こ
at
し
a
た
time
いん
like
だ
this?
ろう
What the hell is wrong with me?
体調のせい
Nobody look! Nobody look!
ダメこ
I
のまま
can't.
じゃ
I really have to go. If I don't, I'm afraid I'll wet myself. Taking into a deceased woman's abandoned apartment and using her bathroom. It was kind of absurd, but I almost felt like I was infiltrating the deepest chambers of an enemy base. Ooh. Ooh. So nervous it just won't come out. Oh. Well. Before it sounded like my own relieved voice echoing back at me. walls, I thought I'd finally done my business, but my bladder still felt completely full.
私まだしてないのに。
I haven't got anything out at all. Ah! Blood.
何これ。
What is this? Blood? It's not dripping from the ceiling or anything. As if accompanying a loud bubbling sound, the dull squishing of a blade cutting into flesh was also faintly audible. It immediately brought to mind somebody slitting their wrists. No, I can't. Well, no peeing for you, I guess. Which does nothing as expected. The apartment doesn't seem to be getting any power right now. Ah, well, let's go explore the rest of this creepy ass house.
山村さんの話だと、篠崎真希菜はすでに亡くなってい
The
る。
way Yamamura was talking, Mikina Shinozaki is dead.
生活用品とか。
Our appliances are still seem to be completely intact.
篠崎真希菜が亡くなった後。
Has anyone even been in here since her passing? Damn it, this is scary. Corner formed by the wall and the refrigerator in the sink, there is an extremely disturbing amount of mold growing. Just breathing the air nearby feels hazardous to one's health. There aren't really any signs of food anywhere. However, maybe Mikina didn't eat much. Yeah. A photo hanging from the freezer door. Though blurry and hard to make out, it seemed to be of a forest thick with mist, along with one additional detail that made it much worse.
私は大丈夫。
I'll be fine. I'll be
私は
fine.
大丈夫。
Ah! No! I want to go home. I'm scared. Clues. Looking for clues. But where? How?
見当もつかないけど。
Do I even know what I'm looking for? Do I?
真希菜さんの遺
Just
品
try
を
to
で
take
きるだ
someone
け
making
持
his
ち
things
帰
back
って
with
み
me.
よ
I guess as many as I can carry. Didn't be anything of note in the shelves. The tiny kitchen table sat numerous prescription bags and instructions. The name written on every bag was Mikina Shinozaki.
う。やはり篠崎真希菜の家
Yes,
で
that
間
clenches
違
it.
いないよね。
This is definitely Mikina Shinozaki's apartment. Take the damn picture. Items lying about can be obtained by examining them. There may be hidden compartments or spaces in shelves and such as well. Be sure to examine everything carefully. Something lying on the table. Batteries obtained! What's this? It was a small white box made out of paper. So small in fact that it fit in the palm of my hand, with room to spare. It was light as a feather too. Shall we open the box? I think we shall. Ah, no, dead bud.
なんでここに入ってるの。
Why is there another one in here?
拾ってあげ
I
な
have
きゃ。
to pick it up. I really don't want to.
触れない。
I can't do it.
ごめんね。
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Closed my eyes and put my hands together, saying a little prayer for the poor animal. I then left the box where it lay and got back to my feet. The drawer seemed to contain only insurance documents as well as an official name stamp. There are.
持っていけ
Can't
ない
take
や。
these. I wonder if there are any
遺族の
endless
人
listed
の
though,
他には。
or if there's anything else in here. Let's see.
写真。
Ah, photographs. Top photograph and stack depicted a young woman with a hairstyle decidedly not of the modern era. Is this Machina? The next photograph showed a different woman smiling widely. Her clothes were actually quite beautiful. Her eyes looked almost lifelike on the paper, like they could suck you in. Flipped through each of the remaining pictures, seeing mostly just more of the same until Machina, Raki, and Yoshi Yokohama. Yoshi Shinozaki, Sachiko's mother. So does that mean this girl is... I could see myself in the mirror. I looked worried. In the middle of the room, a twin-sized futon was neatly laid out. Top convexed, just as it would be if someone were sleeping beneath it. In fact, that's exactly what it looked like, almost unmistakably. And right on top of it sat a perfect cube of a box, about 10 centimeters across on all sides and bright red, like a Shinto torii gate. Which would have been a lot more interesting if I weren't scared out of my mind by the thought that there might have been someone under the cover this whole time. Don't budge, it seems to be stuck on something. Well, I guess I'm touching the box. Don't stand on the person. I have to take us back with me. Will it open? What's that? Ah! Ghost! A ghost! A ghost! Run! Ah! 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 It was a silhouette of a human being, all black save for two perfectly round cutouts positioned halfway up the head, glinting like unearthly light. Go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go. There was no signs of life nor detail anywhere along the shadowy figure except in those eyes. Those eyes were very much alive. They were undeniably the eyes of a human. Yeah! Yeah! Someone in the mirror! Different response to my worst fears, I suddenly caught sight of a small girl in black dress standing right in front of me. Hesitantly taking a close look, it was actually me, reflected in the mirror. Not just me, there was a black shadow behind me. It was coming closer. I panicked in the world around and my flashlight immediately went out. Ah! I was completely shrouded in darkness, as if whatever I'd seen had fully enveloped me. No! 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 Smush. I stepped in something soft and squishy. Unconsciously, I paused for a split second, pondering what it may have been. But my de facto conscience was like, I don't care. I need to get the hell out of here. Why is it locked? I don't remember locking it. No, please, not now. Open, open. Feeling around along the glass door surface, I finally found what seemed to be a handle. I tried in vain to turn it, only to realise that I couldn't because... Gasp. What? I let my right hand open. I didn't have to ask though, I could feel it and see it. My right hand was being clasped shut by the tiny, ghostly hands of a white-hued child. Ah! Ah! Shook my arm violently. The white apparition faded from sight. But my closed right hand still wouldn't open. Why? Why can't I open it? I had to get out of here. That was paramount. Clenched fist or no, I needed to leave before something happened. Panicked, I flung open the glass door. Yeah? Why? This should be the way out. Fell back completely sick to my stomach. My heart was pounding so hard and so fast. I was convinced I was going to have a heart attack and die. At the very least, I knew I was about to lose consciousness. Ah! 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 As if to confirm just how done for I was, my nose began bleeding profusely. I had no doubt at all anymore. This was the end. Ah. 篠崎!
Shinozaki! Oi!
Shizaki, hey! Snap out of it! Clash rep.